If you've ever wanted a snack that feels gourmet but takes less than 20 minutes, this one's for you. These air-fried sausage rosemary cream cheese bites are crispy on the outside, creamy and herby on the inside, and completely carnivore friendly. They're one of those recipes that prove that simple ingredients, just sausage, cream cheese, and a little rosemary, can taste like a total indulgence. Perfect for game days, gatherings, or honestly anytime you just want something that's quick and satisfying. This recipe comes straight from my new book, Complete Carnivore, your ultimate encyclopedia for the carnivore diet. The first half of the book walks you through everything you need to know to succeed. A comprehensive starter guide, troubleshooting and FAQ chapters, and a detailed chapter on monitoring your progress so you can track real results. The second half of the book is 80 delicious, zero guesswork carnivore recipes that make this lifestyle simple, sustainable, and satisfying. Plus, everybody that pre-orders this book before November 3rd at 11:59 p.m. automatically gets access to this bonus PDF. This is exclusive just for people that pre-order the book. This includes a quick start guide, supplement and troubleshooting guides, blood work guides, also 2 recipes that are not in the book. The only place you can get them is in this pre-order bonus PDF. You'll find instructions on how to download that pre-order bonus if you already have pre-ordered your book in the description below, and if you haven't pre-ordered yet, you still have time. I've put those links in the description as well. This guide vanishes on November 3rd at 11:59 p.m., so be sure to take advantage of this free exclusive content just for you. I made it special just for you. Thank you so much for supporting the release of this book. I really appreciate it. All right, let's get to cooking because these little bites are about to become your new favorite carnivore appetizer. We've got our handy dandy recipe book right here. So first we're gonna start with an 8-ounce package of full fat cream cheese at room temperature. This has been sitting out for a while, so it's nice and soft. We're also going to use 1 cup of bulk Italian sausage, mild sausage. I suppose you could use spicy if you wanted to. It's really up to you, but I cooked this ahead of time. You can just get these in rolls, you know, just any kind of Italian sausage, cook it up, and you're gonna use a cup of this. Next up, we've got some spices. Now, if you're not using spices on carnivore, just exclude these, but they're sausage rosemary cream cheese bites. The rosemary and the sausage kind of go together. I would recommend still using the rosemary. If you don't want to use everything else, that's fine. Salt, obviously. But all of this stuff makes it really yummy. So why don't we add the sausage into there, get this cream cheese going, and then we'll get all the spices in. Bloop. All right, so we're gonna start with 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/8 of a teaspoon of onion powder, 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground white pepper. Now the reason I use white pepper is because it's lower oxalate than black. 1/8 of a teaspoon of dried rosemary. You're not using so much spice. It's just the littlest, tiniest bit. And then 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Just nothing, you know? Since this is nice and soft, it's all gonna come together nicely. So I just kind of like to push the sausage into the cream cheese to start, and then you kind of just mix it and try to evenly distribute the sausage and cream cheese throughout. And honestly, if it's soft, this won't be super hard to do. You can see, like, this part took us like 2 minutes to put together. Now, if you wanted to do double batches, just increase everything. 2 packages of cream cheese, 2 cups of sausage, and double the spices. Easy peasy. All right, that looks pretty darn good. See, everything's kind of distributed throughout. Now for the next part, I like to wear gloves. Now you can make between 10 to 14 balls. You're kind of looking for like 1-inch diameter balls. So we're gonna start by just kind of divvying this out, and then we'll see if all the balls kind of look the same. Honestly, it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so the next step is we're gonna roll the balls in some of this Pecorino Romano. Now you could use Parmesan if you wanted to. The key is that it's grated, and if you're buying stuff that's already grated, you wanna make sure there's no anti-caking agents in it. You know, if you have them once in a blue moon, it's not the end of the world, but I try to only get stuff that doesn't have it in it. Where's the ingredients label? Okay, so this one has no anti-caking agents in it. Really yummy. This is super fine, grated Pecorino Romano cheese. So let's roll the balls in this now. I pretty much only use this cheese for this recipe. Cover each ball in a nice, you know, liberal coating. This is the part that's gonna crisp up, so you really want it to be covered nicely. You don't wanna have any like giant chunks on there. Just a nice dusting. There we go. Beautiful.
A few moments later.
All right, there we go. all covered. We're gonna be cooking these bad boys in the Tasty air fryer. I've been using the Tasty since February of 2024, and I can't live without it. We bring this thing with us everywhere. We bring it down to Florida when we're down there. We bring it in the Airstream when we're traveling across the United States. I honestly can't imagine life without an air fryer. And the Tasty is amazing. I've used several others and I stick with this one because it works so well. I love the ceramic coated basket, so no toxins and stuff like in regular non-sticks. I love this display up here, so many different presets, and it's just beautiful, sleek, and designed well. I also love this little light. There's a light that turns on so you can watch your food cooking through the door without having to open it up. That's really convenient. I also really love this built-in temperature probe. This thing is awesome. So as a carnivore, I'm cooking a ton of meat, right? So you just plug this in, bloop, and here you go. Stick this into whatever meat you're cooking and it's cooked perfectly every single time. The presets also are set up with this temperature probe. So if you want really crispy, delicious chicken thighs, you can get those. If you want a medium rare steak, you can get that. Whatever you want to do. I'm gonna stick this temperature probe into one of these cream cheese balls just so you can kind of see how it works. Typically I wouldn't be doing that, but I just want to show you how it can read the temperature. And we're gonna cook everything up. Oh, they also just came out with paper liners, but we're not gonna use those today. I want the air to kind of circulate around everything, but these are amazing for cooking wings so that you don't have a huge mess to clean up every single time. You just take the paper liner out and then you don't have to wash it. Amazing, love it. All right, let's get these sausage balls into the Tasty. All right, here we go. Let's put it into the biggest one. Bloop. I kind of like to have those right here on the edge. There we go. So for these, I like to kind of make sure they each have their own little spot so they have enough room. We're going to be turning these one time. There we go. And then with the temperature probe, you kind of tuck it in the edge here like so. And you're good to go. So this is an air fryer recipe specifically. So I'm air frying at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 8 to 10 minutes. So I think I'm just gonna do 10. Well, let's do 9 so we can double check and we'll hit play. There we go. And while those are cooking, let me show you my buttermilk ranch recipe. This is another recipe out of Complete Carnivore. You're getting 2 for 1 today, and it's absolutely delicious. Let me show you how to make it. I've got half a cup of avocado mayo. Now, some people are gonna say, that's not carnivore, blah. It's gonna be the closest thing to carnivore you're gonna get. You know, you don't wanna use seed oils or olive oil. I guess you could use an olive oil one, but most of the olive oil mayos that I see out there also have canola. So read the ingredients label. I like to get a good avocado mayo, or you can just make your own. I have a few mayonnaise recipes in my book. One is made out of marrow, bone marrow. It's called marronaise, and I have one that's bacon mayonnaise. But I also don't have time to make that all the time. So I like to use avocado mayo. Use your discretion and decide what you want to do. Next up, we are going to do half a cup of sour cream. Now, you're going to have some other people be like, dairy's not carnivore, that's keto. On the least strict version of carnivore, you can include some dairy. So this would be fine. I think most people can include some conventional dairy. I personally can only use raw dairy, but I don't have any of that on hand right now. So we're just using what we have. If you're not including dairy on carnivore, this recipe isn't for you. And then the final part of the base is buttermilk. Now, some people don't like buttermilk because it's really tangy. I personally love that. Half a cup of this as well. If you do not like buttermilk, you don't need to include it. I would just say do 3/4 of a cup of sour cream and 3/4 a cup of the mayonnaise and skip the buttermilk, but I will not skip it because this is the best part of the dressing. All right, that's it for the measuring cup. Now, I like to kind of get this kind of mixed up and combined a bit before we add everything else. I'm gonna be using some white vinegar. The recipe calls for white wine, but you can use whatever you like, but I like the white vinegar, 2 tablespoons. Also, we're gonna use a tablespoon of fresh lemon juice. Now, lemons are not carnivore. That's true.
Well, no shit.
But I feel like the lemon juice really brightens up the recipe. So if you don't want to include it, whatever, that is what it is. But I am going to include it. So this is a half of a tablespoon. There's that, and there's that full tablespoon. We're gonna move into the spices. Some people will say, spices aren't carnivore. I use spices all the time. I've been on carnivore for over 3 years. For a ranch dressing, there's just some spices that you're going to be using. First up is dill. Can't have ranch without dill. And of course, if you wanna exclude any of these spices, just go ahead. That's totally fine. It's just not gonna taste as good. All right, a tablespoon of dill, a tablespoon of dried parsley, 2 teaspoons of dried chives, 1, and the remnants, a teaspoon of onion powder, then a teaspoon of salt. The next part is garlic. Now, garlic is also not carnivore, but I use it occasionally. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to. But what I like to do, the recipe calls for 2 to 6 cloves. 6 is gonna be like, holy crap, this is super garlicky. 2 is just gonna be a hint of garlic. I did 2 last time. Goran said he wanted it to be a little bit more garlicky, so this time I'm gonna do 4. So you just crush your garlic directly into it and get all that delicious garlicky goodness. Fantastic. And that's all she wrote, buttermilk ranch. All right, so let's pause this. About halfway through, you can see they're starting to get browned. Delicious. Probably like to spread these out a little bit more so they're not so close together. All right, good. Ooh, yeah, those are looking real good. Nice and crispy. Oh, right, these are looking so good. They kind of flatten out a little bit. That's all right. We're definitely gonna let these cool off a little bit before we have Goran taste them because he'll burn his face. Welcome to Jenny's Carnivore Kitchen. This is my husband Goran. You ready to taste test?
This is my kitchen, but yeah, let's do it.
Our kitchen.
Oh, yeah, our
Everything
kitchen, right.
is fungible because we're
yep.
married.
That's the law. Mm-hmm. What you got here?
These are sausage rosemary cream cheese bites.
These are looking real good.
This is the buttermilk ranch, and then I also have marinara. Now, of course, marinara is more of a keto option. Not going to call the carnivore police if you use a tiny bit of marinara for dipping.
Now, how much garlic did you put in this range? You know, I like the Van Helsing level, but like you had it triple Van Helsing level last time.
So last time was 2, this time I did 4 because you said to increase it a little bit.
I think you had 47 in the first batch.
I had 6.
It was a lot.
I like garlic. Okay, try it.
I do too, but like, you know, vampires were dying. Wow, they're so good.
Double dip.
Man.
What does it taste like?
Crispy, ranchy, delicious.
Yes. I think these would be good for like, I don't know, maybe a Super Bowl party or some kind of like appetizer.
These are good for anything.
Now the keto version, what do you think? Do you like it with the marinara?
I love it.
Do you think it's better than the ranch?
I mean, sometimes you want one, sometimes you want the other. It just depends. I think they're both really good.
Yeah.
The ranch is obviously more carnivore friendly, but the marinara, sometimes you just gotta have it.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, if we've been on carnivore for, you know, almost 3 years. So a little bit of tomato, a little bit of marinara here and there isn't the end of the world. If you're in the beginning of your healing journey, maybe you wouldn't want to include it. So I'm gonna give this entire plate to you because I had one. There you go.
This is where I make my exit. Thank you.
Bye, love you. And that's it. How easy was that? Crispy, creamy, and packed with flavor. These air-fried sausage rosemary cream cheese bites are one of my favorite recipes out of my book, Complete Carnivore, that is now available for pre-order. If you haven't pre-ordered yet, that's totally okay. You have until November 3rd at 11:59 p.m. And that's going to be the last chance that you can get this free exclusive bonus PDF that is for everybody that pre-orders. This thing is packed full of goodness. I built it just for you. There's 2 additional recipes in here that are not in the book, plus a bunch of guides, supplement and blood work guides, troubleshooting, a Quickstart guide, and so much more. This is just my special thank you for everyone that has pre-ordered, and I thank you so much for your support. I've put links to pre-order the book and to access that pre-order bonus PDF in the description below. And of course, if you love the Tasty Air Fryer, you'd like one of your own, you can use code Jenny30 at tasty.net/Jenny Mitich. I'll put that link in the description below so you can take advantage of that. Ceramic coated basket, digital display, built-in temperature probe. I mean, it's a no-brainer if you need an amazing air fryer. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss any of my other videos, and let me know in the comments if you're going to try this recipe out for yourself. I love hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.